Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. My name's Andy Owen, and this is WOR. That's World Online Racing, and it is the eve. Not the eve, it's the night. It's the night. Tonight's the night. It's season 19. It kicks off. And I am joined by the one and only gentleman who, of course, does have experience of Tier 3, having tried his hardest last season to challenge the Fake TB for the title in his Ferrari to no avail. Fake TB was far too quick. It is Niall Geo. Niall, good evening. How the devil are you? Welcome in.
Hello, Andy, and thank you. I am very good. I'm very excited, in fact, for this new season of Tier 3. I'm very excited to see who will be champion this season, actually.
Yeah, it's after last season's runaway champion Fake TB. Obviously, he's not in this tier any longer, and we'll come up to the lineups in a moment to see who's actually been placed in the tier. Plenty of rounds to go. There's the season 19 placements. So we've got Liam Hardman, NLR Phil, tonight's lobby host Brent 1404, S95 Dome, Diber, Lucas, FGA Jake, Lucan, TTM Vettel, BRT Thomas, AMS Vertigo, Mr. Chris, Ismol? Yeah, Ismol. Snipes, Matty Amanga, Alex Loafer, BRTJ, G10 Gavroach, SRA NASCAR, and EVR Jamie. And we've got a bunch of reserves. Zixi, Claudio Diaz, Philly Vico, AMR Carrasco, HGTO, and ZRT Jekin. So those are our drivers that have been placed this year. Before we move on to the teams that they're in now, any names there that jump out at you that you'd think, oh, got a chance of a title?
Do you know, yeah, I feel like it's going to be... Well, Luca N, obviously he did... Was it? Japan. When we merged the two tiers, Tier 3 and Tier 4, he was Tier 4 last season. He was very, very competitive at Japan. I feel like, keep an eye. To be fair, it's going to be a very close grid, I think. I do think everyone equally has a good chance of winning a title at this point, because there's no one that stands out who's going to say, right, this guy's going to win a title. And there's no one who stands out who say, right, it's going to be nowhere. It's going to be, I think, unpredictable season until... Well, I mean, we have to find out, really, but it's going to be quite unpredictable, I think, for champion. But if I had to put my money on someone, I think Luca N could have a good shot.
You'd go for Luca N, yeah? Number 8 on the list there. Okay, so if that's the list of 20 drivers then, and obviously some reserves as well, we've currently got 14 in the lobby for tonight, so hopefully that'll fill up very, very shortly. I hope you're enjoying it out there in WOR land on YouTube. If you haven't yet hit the like button, please hit that little like button. That'll help draw more people in. And of course, if you are yet to subscribe to WOR, hit that subscribe button. It is free to support the channel, and we would appreciate you coming in. So if that's the list of 20 drivers, then let's have a cheeky look at the team lineups. Which cars will our drivers be in as they tackle China tonight? We've got Brent and Mr. Chris in the Red Bull. In the Mercedes, we've got Zixi and NASCAR. Lucas and Vertigo are in the Ferrari, once held by our good man Niall. Liam Hardman and Diber in the McLaren. The Aston Martin's being driven by Phil and Matty Amanga. S95 Dom and Ismol will be in the Alpine. The Williams will be inhabited by BRT Thomas and Claudio Diaz. The Racing Bulls, the V-Carb sugar-free Red Bulls will be BRTJ and Philly Vec. TTM Vettel and Snipes will be in the Kick Sauber, and Luca N and Gav Roach will be sat in the Haas. Any teams there that jump out to you that... Obviously, we've said it's going to be quite a close tier. It was an incredibly close tier last year. Certainly, less than a second in some instances between P1 pole and P18 or 19 in qualification. Any teams that jump out to you there now?
Well, yeah, obviously, I'm very interested by the Haas, of course, and the Kick Saubers because of their very strong lineup. We know TTM Detol. Been watching in other series. He's been very competitive, and last season as well. Snipes SB as well. He's got definitely potential to do something like we did in Ferrari last season.
Yeah.
And obviously, the Haas. I mean, it's going to be like in the drivers, very close between teams. I think it's going to go down to the wire. I feel like last season, with also like Ferrari and McLaren and stuff, it's going to go definitely to the wire.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, we are fast approaching. Just a quick shout out to David Del Rovo. Says, let's go NASCAR. Welcome in. Disappointingly, we do only have 14 drivers on the grid as it currently stands. We're heading off to China. We'll give you that in a track map in a moment. There must be too many of the guys must be out trick-or-treating. I don't know. Maybe they've gone out for some candy tonight. But let's take a look at the track map then. A track that I love to drive. It has to be said. There are 2 DRS zones on this track. A little bit of elevation going certainly into the never-ending turn 1 and 2. Then, of course, into turn 3, the tight left-hander. On that run down at the end of sector 1, then you've got turns 5 and 6 going through a lovely sector 2. I love sector 2. It seems to flow really nicely, even turns 9 and 10. And then, of course, sector 3 is all about raw pace all the way down to turns 14 and 15 at the end of that first DRS zone. So we will be heading out to qualification very shortly. I'm hoping that my capture card has worked. Of course it hasn't. Never works first up. So we'll give that a quick reactivation. As I said, only 14. Didn't know you looked like that, Niall. There you go. Ellison, that's unfortunately, Niall now has no hair and looks 48. So there you go. Right then, let's get this show on the roll, Niall. Who's first out, my friend?
We've got TTM Detol out first. He's already going through the quite strange section to drive, to be honest, as a driver. It's quite a technical section. He's just exited the first bit and into the second sector. Followed by, I believe, no, it's not. It's BRTJ who's going to be the second to start a lap.
Okay, so TTM Detol, who I'm absolutely convinced was called Vettel a minute ago. But we'll run with TTM Detol.
Well.
Yeah, okay, Detol.
Both
Vettel.
really.
Big up Zixi says Finley Penman in the chat. So we've got David, Alison, and Finley in the chat. Big up to you boys. Welcome in. I hope you're having a great start to your Thursday, and it's only going to get better as we watch all these drivers now out on their outlap. All 14 guys are out and about, and we're going to see the Kick Sauber be the first car to set its hot lap. V-Carb there in the distance. I think you said that was BRTJ, didn't you, Niall?
Yeah, it was.
Cool. And what we'll do, I'll let you carry away with the first lap, my friend, and I'll put you on board with the Kick Sauber then as he heads towards the final turn. Away you go.
Alright then, so DRS, the letterbox wide open as he now screams into turn 1 on hot lap mode, changing it to medium to get that nice ERS refill as he goes down to gear 3. And this is a really technical section, as I was saying before. It's very, very hard to get it right, so you need to go really quite cautious on the throttle coming out because it's really like a skating rink sometimes, I suppose. But into the hairpin then. Interestingly, not on medium for the exit, but it's fine. And use a little bit of overtake. And then now into the S's. Make sure to not touch the curb too much, otherwise you will go flying, as he almost does actually. That's a big snap of oversteer for Detol as he now heads around now this really quite tricky section of the track, using all the curb, well not really, but quite a bit of curb, as he now heads down as 51.0 after the middle sector, using a lot of a curb there, and now heading around now. He's kept a lot of a battery to the end of the lap actually, so this is going to be fun with the final sector. Big long straight now. DRS is going to come open in a second. Now it does, and now it's just a waiting game. You're going to need to prepare yourself for the hairpin. If you don't get it right, I mean your lap's pretty much over. You've just done that for nothing. Into the braking zone now. Nice turn in, and then back on the throttle immediately. Use a little bit of ERS, and then hurtled down now to the final corner. He's actually ran out of ERS a bit, and it's gone too much in the curb. He's ran out of ERS and across the line for TCM Dessel with 30.9 to start off. That is a BRTJ going fairly wide, but it's still going in limits. 30.1, that's much better lap. And yeah,
Yeah, so Gav Roach with a 30.4, all close. So 8 tenths on that first run between the top 5. NASCAR just goes through. So the top, plenty of guys in the 30.9s. Mr. Chris, Mr. Dettel, and Mr. NASCAR all in the 30.9s.
Lucas goes 30.2.
Lucas 30.2. We're on with Luca N, purely because you mentioned his name earlier on. Still with 50% battery to go then.
That's a lot. That's a lot to keep actually. The end of the lap. That's surprised.
Nips into the hairpin, navigates it pretty well, takes it very tight. Now utilising battery up towards the final turn then. Lots of curb on the left, plenty of curb on the right, keeps it valid, down the ones line, and it's going to be a 30.7 for the Haasman to go P7. So between P1 at the moment and P13, we've got 8 tenths, a shade under 8 tenths in fact, as we have yellow flags going in sector 3.
Probably run out of fuel.
Slow, yeah, looks like a slow Dettel.
Yeah, it's fuel because people like to run. And obviously, yeah, the fuel. I mean, obviously you run as little fuel as you can for qualifying laps. Sometimes people run out before, and yeah, that's causing yellow flags, obviously, but it's nothing to worry about.
No, nothing to worry about. Mr. Alex Senna in the chat, giving the strong arm emoji for NASCAR. NASCAR currently sat slowest of the guys who've done the lap so far, but that's a purple sector for S95 Dome. Be interested to see how he navigates this sector too then, as he goes full throttle into the left. Just tiny clip in the curb. Might take a little bit more on the inside of the next turn. No, he keeps well wide. On to turns 9 and 10 he goes then. Now it's full throttle. No DRS here, of course, on the way down to this tricky, almost a chicane. It's a quick left, then right, but it's more elongated, so it takes a lot of curb on the inside of turn 12 into turn 13 then, and now it's the long run down towards turn 14. 59% battery, so similar strategy to somebody earlier on. Liam Hardman, by the way, has gone third fastest with a 30.4.
Very solid. Yeah.
So very solid laps here from the guys so far.
Ooh, it's a bit wider for Dome,
indeed,
but
yeah.
nothing to worry about as you carry the speed. Left plenty of ERS. Should be a good lap, this.
Yeah, looks like a good one. If he can get it straight, he can get it pointed straight. Oh, slowed down a lot there.
Right.
Lost a bit of time, actually.
I'm going to check the sectors, because that first sector looks very promising, but the rest of the lap... the final sector just lost a load of time, actually.
Maybe it was that little slight lock-up and going a little bit deep into
40.0, that is a good 5 tenths off your normal final sector.
Out of shape goes Teo as he starts his lap, so he's going to be slow. He might just do the lap anyway to get himself a banker in, but lost a lot of time and a lot of traction coming out of the final turn. Went off track. The stewards would take a look at that and probably deem this a bad lap, but not this game. Games just continue to let him go, so we'll keep seeing.
First sector. It's not terrible in the first sector considering that slide, to be fair. I mean, it could be worse. It could be better, obviously, without the slide, but still okay to start with that. So
yeah, it'll do us. It'll do us. He's the only guy not to set a time just yet. Plenty of the guys who've got a banker lap in the tank are on their out laps again. Only 3 drivers.
Ooh.
Oh, he lost a little bit of back end.
Yeah, it's curved. That is scary as a driver. You never want to see that. This is still a good middle sector, actually. This is still looking like a really solid banker. Probably put around Gavroche. Despite that big slide, it's going to not take a bit of slipstream because there's no collisions. Well, at least I hope there isn't. I'll just check. Yeah, there isn't, so... Absolutely. This is still a strong lap. This is always going to get a little distraction. Like, visual distraction from the V-cab ahead. Not sure where that was. Cross line. P8. Okay. That's fine. It's still an okay banker, I suppose, but you'll have to hope to improve without that big slide at the final corner.
Yeah, 1.3 seconds there between BRTJ and S95 Dome. And I believe that BRTJ has just started his next lap. I'll throw you on board with him then, Niall.
All right, then let's see how the first sector is. Oof, that is a very good first sector. 0.4, that's a very, very solid first sector. About 10th up, so now it needs to get this section right. Not using too much curb, that's good. Setting yourself up for the next bit. Using a tiny bit of curb, that's good. And get them back to the right-hand side and throwing the car onto this very technical section with really, well, let's say weird, but it's not really weird, curbs. Oof. For almost this is a really good lap actually. This is going to be, he's almost 3/10 up. This is going to be, if he doesn't mess his last bit up, this is going to be potentially even, it's going to be mid. Let's just watch as it goes down to the hairpin now. Using a bit more battery than others. Not leaving himself too much battery at the end, using a little slide. Hopefully he's not lost too much time there. As he now heads into the final corner, using a bit, too much curb. Sends him off. Cross the line, it's not even improved.
Lost a lot of time. Where's Mr. NASCAR? NASCAR was doing a lap. Here he is, crossing the line. That's an improvement for him of 2/10. Takes him up to P11. I thought I'd do Mr. NASCAR for you guys that have talked about Mr. NASCAR in the chat. We've got a Haas fast approaching the line. Is it Gio? No, Gio goes into Gavroche, sorry, goes into the pit lane. We've got the Red Bull. Yeah, the Red Bull, Mr. Chris, goes a little bit quicker, goes up to 30.5, up to P6. Then we've got the Mercedes of Zixi 2/10 up before. Oh, all the way up to the front row, 30.2 for Zixi, 7 thousandths quicker than
Liam's line. And he goes fastest.
Superb from Liam, 300s quicker.
I know, I was practicing with him a bit, to be honest. He's doing some very solid times. He'll be happy with this, definitely, but yeah, he knows he can go a bit faster, so hopefully in the final run, lads can get the laps they want, and this will be very competitive. We saw Jay being multiple tenths up, so this should be an exciting fight for pole. Currently we have the top, 4 separated by less than a tenth, so it should be very tight for pole.
Yeah, very competitive here in Tier 3 in the console division, as per usual. We're on board with Luca N in the Haas then. See what his time in that first sector is. Looking for 23.4 to be competitive. It's a 23.6. He is 200s, beg your pardon. He is 2/10 up. So 2/10 up is good. That would get him up to about P7 in and around Mr. Chris in the Red Bull. Let's see what he can do in Sector 2 then. Yeah, Sector 2 is one of my favourite sectors to drive on the game. A little bit tricky.
To be honest, I don't like it at all.
You don't like Sector 2 or you don't like the track?
Well, the entire thing, really. I don't really like it. Sector 2 is one of my least. 4/10 up. Or 4.5. Ooh, bit of a slide using a lot of curb there. He gets back on the throttle. Nice traction. Now using the ERS. Should be good like this. Should probably.
Looks like a good lap. Should be a top 6.
Actually.
You reckon top 4, yeah?
Oh, if he improves the final sector, yeah.
Yeah, it depends what he does in his final sector. Still using hot lap, saving the battery right until the very end.
I've seen very different ERS usages. Liam was 13% when he started opening the DRS, sorry. So there's a lot of saving ERS. Ooh, right up to the limit. Cross the line.
Nice.
Third fastest. There we go.
Fastest, beautifully. So, yeah, there you go. That's how tight this is then. Between P3 and P5, we've got 13 thousandths separating those guys. So it's 1/10, less than 1/10, in fact. 800s covering the top 5 drivers. That is paper-thin differences.
I think Dome's next cross the line now. So.
Who is?
Dome is obviously not done a great banker, but it's much better, much neater. Should throw him up at least closer to the pack. Cross the line.
Yeah.
13. There we go.
13. So 7/10 between first and 15th. There we go.
Quite surprised, to be fair, to see some people down there. I feel like they have a bit more potential than this, but I mean, it's still. Well, I mean, we've still got one run.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Dome, obviously, seeing his performances last season, I know he can go faster than this. So, well, we will see. But
Whoa! Gav Roach losing it on the inside of turn number 5.
Ooh, that's a lot of curb. That's a lot of curb. That is way too much curb, to be honest. But is this faster? It's faster.
I would imagine Gav might be, yeah, he's level. I would be diving back into the pits and not wasting my time.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is going to be his final run if he finishes his lap, because he's not going to get back to the pit lane and get another lap in.
No, exactly. He needs to, if he wants another run, he needs to get in the pit lane now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he should, because with that middle sector, I think he should pit, but it's up to him in the end. He's still pushing.
He does have quite a lot of fuel on, though.
Ooh. That's very slight. He should come in. That wasn't neat. He's coming in.
Yeah, he's coming in.
Who's starting the lap? Oh, someone's crashed. Someone's put in the wall. Oh, that's all. Where are you going, bud?
That's all. The wall, has he?
Yeah, it's in the pit entry. He went off in the final corner, interestingly, so... Who's next to cross line? NASCAR starting the lap, you're going to take it on board with him.
Hold on, we'll just watch Teo. Teo looks like he's finishing. He's either finishing or diving back in. Yeah, Teo's going to be finishing. This is his final run. Unless he's got loads of fuel and deploy used, only gets better up to AP11. Nah, mistake from NASCAR. The pressure's getting to him. His fans on board in the chat. The pressure's getting to him. What can he do in Sector 1? Is it going to be competitive?
Ooh,
500
it's up, but it's 4 tenths up what we saw from Jay, though, so he's obviously made that without mistakes. It's cost him a lot.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of lag, actually, for NASCAR. So,
yeah,
I don't know what part of the world he's in. Maybe the fans in the chat can let us know where he's driving from, but it seems like a lot of lag, and it seems to be impacting him quite a lot here.
It was Italian flag, so I'd assume maybe Italy, but it's not too fast. But
yeah,
2 tenths down. It's not a great lap either.
Yeah, 2 tenths down.
It's very confident in sign-ups, actually. I expected him to be quite up there, actually. He had very decent sign-up times. I think he did only about a tenth of mine, if anything, I think, on each track. So, you know,
it's interesting.
A bit surprised to see him.
He's not got time to get in and get out again, and he's not built his battery.
He's not on, so I'd assume he's done, because unless he's gone for, he's got no fuel either. He's done. Whoa, that's a bit close to the wall. He was on the lap, actually. I think someone's on the lap. Phili is on the lap.
Yeah.
That's not seeing him.
He will be now known as Phili. Philly.
Someone's got to tell us. Well, GT10, what? Someone's going to tell us how to pronounce it. Or at least a tenth and a half up. This is going to be a good lap if he gets the final sector right. Using a lot of curb. I'm surprised by it.
That was good, though. It didn't seem to unsettle. Yeah, it didn't seem to unsettle.
I don't use that much curb myself, but we'll see. I'm going to watch Jay, by the way.
We've got Liam Harmon and Jay both out on their final runs as well. Let's see what Billy does here. P7 currently in the V-Carb. His teammate a little bit further back at the end of Sector 1 right now. So that's Jay and Liam Harmon both together then in Sector 2 right now. What does Billy put down? He puts down a 30.1, 3,000 slower than Liam Harmon. Jay will be the next contender to cross the line, or will Snipes improve? Snipes is Snipes is just starting his lap. He's a 30.4, so Snipes will be one to look out for.
Jay's 2.5 tenths up in a minute. This could be a very good lap. It's matching the one he did before, so same sectors really, but this is going to be a very good lap for Jay as well.
NASCAR has a problem with his wheel. NASCAR's got a problem with his wheel.
That's why then.
It's no good there, David.
So Jay. Ooh, a little bit missed the apex, but it's fine. Get that. Used a lot of VRS early on. Couldn't be surprised, but let's see what lap is. Ooh, it's a bit squirrely. Cross the line. Still a 0.8. This is still 3 tenths up. Liam has
invalidated. Luca N. I think that would be it for Luca N. Is it? Has he crossed the line in time to get this final run in?
Well, I think he's on the lap. So everyone's now gets across the line. We'll finish laps. So Atia Manga, first cross line, goes second fastest. That is a big improvement. Next across line, Snipes SB goes third fastest. Lot of improvement here. Keep an eye out on anyone who's not invited at this point to improve a lot. Brent goes off. What was it going to be? It's going to be a 30.4 still. Would have been 210 improvement, but it's not. Mr. Chris. That's not approved. Detzel. Oh, yeah, I don't think it's improved. Who's next? Dome doesn't improve. I think. Billy's done.
Gav Roach is 2.5 tenths up, and he's
Lucas cross line second fastest.
Lucas, nice time from him, 30 flat. Here comes Gav Roach.
Oh, lost a lot of time in final sector.
Luca
N. Here we go. He does improve to P3.
Yeah,
That
30.1. Nice.
Very competitive grid. This is going to be really exciting for a race.
It really is a very competitive. There we go then. So on pole position for round 1 of season 19 in this tier 3 console is BRTJ, followed by OVL Lucas in the Ferrari, the Heart of Luca N. Mattia Manga in the Aston Martin completed that second row. The third row is Snipes in the Kick Sauber and Liam Hardman in the McLaren. Philly and Zixi, Visa Cash App and Mercedes, row 4. Row 5, Gav Roch and Mr. Chris. Then Teo and Brent, row 6. Row 7 is Dome and NASCAR with the man at the back. Only 9.5 tenths back. It's TTM Vettel. And there you go. Really competitive. 9.5 tenths between P1 and P15 there, Niall. What you expected, I guess, from the...
I'm expecting a banger of a race, to be honest. This is going to be... It's so close between the top 6, top 7. It's really, really close. I reckon it's going to be a lot of DRS games going on, especially with the massive back straight and the run to turn 1. I've seen a lot of DRS games before. Might happen again, but it's going to be... At this point, if the grid is that close, it's anyone's game, really.
Yeah, it really is. Apart from the fact that Fake TB was pretty dominant last season, there was a lot
Fake
of tight
TB
racing.
He didn't put in a lot of... This is what... He didn't put in a lot of qualifying performances. Like,
No,
he
he
wasn't qualifying on pole by a mile. By the way, this is the restart.
We will restart. Don't worry.
I know last season he got confused a bit, but
yeah, I was like, what's happening?
yeah, but I mean, the thing with TB, right? He was just so good in the race.
Yeah, he was pretty untouchable.
He was just unstoppable in the race. Like in qualifying, he was. Well, I say, what did he get? Did he even have any poles? Hang on, let me check.
He didn't. I don't think he had any pole positions.
He got P2 in Saudi, obviously, but
yeah,
I don't remember him taking pole at all.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't take pole at all. So, like, it's just qualifying can mean a bit less if you're that much faster in the race. Like, if you just focus on the race, get a quali in, all right, P5, P6. So I don't know if, I mean, TB was frequently qualifying like P10 or something. Sometimes out of the top 10, in fact.
Yeah, he started at the back on a couple of occasions, I know.
Yeah. I mean, apart from Mexico, where it didn't go particularly to plan, because he had such a big lead anyway, he just decided, right, let's do last first. But I remember Bahrain, obviously. I think he came to win from 14th on the grid, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Might be like more P10, but I remember he qualified with me. I don't know, also got to be free, but...
Right, whilst we're waiting for the grid to get reformed, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take a quick break. We're going to give you one of our sponsors, the other sponsor we haven't given you yet, so this will be Next Level Gaming, and then we're going to play the intro again, and we'll be back with you very shortly. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're just waiting for the lobby to be reset and the grid to be formed. It's myself, Andy Owen, and now Gio here for Console Tier 3 at WOR. Hope you're having a most magnificent evening. 70 of you in the chat right now. David, Alex, Finley, Alison. Let me know if you are here. Let us know if you're here. And who you think is going to win this race. Obviously, with the guys who were setting, I think there was one guy in the 29s there, Jay. Superb lap from him, but only less than a second back the final guy on the grid. So it is incredibly competitive now. What do you think is going to happen then down into turn number 1? Because it's a bit of a stinker, turn 1 here.
I'm half expecting the grid to go in through fine and be side by side, and I'm half expecting complete carnage on the exit because usually someone doesn't go through the first bend good enough. Well, not good. Not. Oh, that's a terrible term. I say not. Well, they end up spinning or having a collision. There's usually something that goes on lap 1. It's usually side by side. It's like a formation, I suppose. But I mean, yeah, it's a make or break your race turn 1 thing. Like if you don't send it, you're going to lose a bit. But you need to send it to make up positions, which should be crucial for the end of the race.
Yeah, exactly. And we are about to get going, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we're just going to be loading into the fresh lobby. NASCAR is the GOAT, says David. Where was NASCAR last season, David? What tier was he in? Do you know what tier he was in? No?
I don't remember, to be honest, but...
Maybe he's a newcomer.
I think so, because I don't remember him. Oh, that's a dry race, okay. But I can... What was he on the placement? What number? Do you remember?
I haven't got a clue, mate, to be honest.
Right, I'll check. Give me just 1 minute.
You take a look. I'll talk about the weather. The weather out here in Shanghai for this Chinese Grand Prix looks pretty spectacular right now. A tiny little bit of haze in the air, but it looks like, other than that haze, it looks like the sun's going to be burning through. We will, of course, not get any weather reports from weathermen in Shanghai. Our weather team is offline. It's actually in the comms box with me today, in fact, the weather team. So we will have hopefully a couple of surprises along the way in this 28 laps, is it?
I think so.
I think it's 28 laps. Is that a 28 or 29?
Yeah, I think it's 28. Yeah.
28, right.
And to get back on you, NASCAR, I believe this is his first season, because he was 19th on placements. And the way placements work, they do the old tier 3s and the tier 4s and the newcomers and stuff. Well, tier 5s, I suppose, but and then the newcomers. But so, considering he's 19th on the placement, I think this is his first season, but maybe not.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out later on down the line. It doesn't really matter. We will be getting going very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. The cars are on the grid, as you can see, because the pit lane is empty. The guys will just be working through their strategies. Go G10, says Zero Corsa. Or P0 Corsa, should I say. Get it right. 14 of you guys in chat right now. Let us know who you think's going to win this race. Obviously, when the cars get themselves onto the grid, you'll be able to see the full list of drivers. We've got 15 drivers in tonight. The rest of them are out trick-or-treating, chasing after candy. And I'm sure that once we get going, we'll see down into the never-ending turns 1 and 2. Once we get into turn 3, we'll see what kind of shape we're in terms of this race and the leading pack. Not a lot of time between P1 and P15 in terms of qualification, as we said earlier on. Will there be... let's have a bit of a higher or lower on safety cars then, Niall. How many safety cars do you think there'll be? And chat, how many safety cars do you think there'll be as well?
That's a very difficult question to answer, because last season, right, we saw almost... Well, I'll say almost. We had quite a drought of safety cars in the first couple races. I'll say the first couple races. Well, the first one, there was safety car. I wonder what happened then. But the next few races is just an absence of safety car. So, but at China, if it's usually not a wheel turning off or an accident on lap 1, there's probably not going to be a safety car.
So
but
you say, are you sitting on the fence? Are you going to sit on the fence? You're going to give me a number, Niall? You're creeping round here. Come on, give me a number.
I have to give a number. Right, 0.5. No, 0. I'm going to say. Ooh,
0. P0, of course, it says 1 safety car. We're about to find out, though, because the lights are on. And as per usual on Thursday nights, Tier 3 Console Division for WOR, it is showtime. And what a great start that is by BRTJ into Turn 1, closely followed by OVR Lucas. Not too much in terms of shenanigans. Side-by-side racing, though, through the midfield.
That's already spin.
Oh, yeah, we have. We've seen a Mercedes get collected. There's 2 Mercedes driving inside each other and inside a Red Bull as well. So I'm sure that's going to sort itself out in a moment. But as it currently stands, it's BRTJ out in front, streaking away, getting himself a nice gap, almost a 1-second gap already to now Luca in P2. OVR Lucas in the Ferrari down into P5.
Side by side through the S's. It's going to be really close.
Yeah.
Liam, OVR Lucas and Philly. Oh, they just slot in. And Liam takes back 6th place after losing to P7 on the opening lap. But it's fine now.
Quite a few positions changed here. Liam actually keeps his P6, as does GT10 Philly. But up and down the grid, changes have been placing. Also up and down the grid, I've noticed that there's only one person not on the hard tyre, and that's Snipes. So Snipes will be wanting to make those medium tyres sing now.
Very interesting. Very interesting strategy. To be honest, I'm quite surprised there's that many hards, but again, got to try something different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, 3 wides. Back.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
I would imagine
there'll
be some bits missing because cars were getting into each other there. Yeah, he's missing a right end plate, and I will have picked up a track.
Loads of cars going off.
Lots of cars picking up track limit warnings there, no doubt about it. As Mattia Manga and Snipes exchange positions into Turn 1. Round the outside goes Snipes, trying to get those medium tyres. He needs to make those things work. I would imagine that those medium tyres, he'll be looking, 10 to 12 laps, I guess, on those, and then finishing out on the hard compound?
Yeah, it depends really on the DRS train after all. Sometimes you can extend to soft. I don't think you'll be using soft at all, though. I think it's going to be quite a stretch to go soft, but you're looking at about 10 laps on the mediums before you make potentially, well, I say potentially in the cuts, but there's no one to undercut, is there? So, well, you're looking about 10 laps, yeah, to get onto the fresh, hard before, well, your mediums go away and die. Because, it's just 10 laps, you're looking about 10 laps before he pits. But it can be longer. Obviously, we've seen people extend their stints throughout, even last season, to some,
And of course, the DRS is operational after the first lap. So here we go then. First time DRS has been used down this long back straight, and Luke has managed to pull in 3 tenths on BRTJ, and a big crash there between Luca. Is it Snipes and Mattia Manga getting into it?
Mattia has completely missed his braking zone and had to slide in between Lucas, I think, and Snipes. He's just kept it. No crash there, but a very hairy moment for Mattia. He's lost him probably a lot of tyre wear as well, for good measure. NASCAR's into the pits. Something's happened to him. Potentially a front wing break. We'll have a look, but he's changing his front wing. He is changing his front wing, so something happened to NASCAR.
And that's he's gone onto the medium tyre then, so he will have to stop again. NASCAR was tier 5, says David Dalfrovo.
Okay, that's interesting.
And the DRS has been broken by BRTJ in that V car out in front. 1.1 second the gap back to Luca N, who's got Snipes in the kick Sauber for company. Then Lucas in the Ferrari now out of DRS range as well, so he may well come under pressure from Liam Hardman as they head down towards the end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3 in this elongated chicane is what I'm going to refer to it as over the course of this evening. Snipes, though, is Snipes now in that kick Sauber? The DRS, he's already on the back. before the DRS zone, he was in contention. DRS wing wide open. And he's managed to pull a 5/10 gap, 6/10 gap back to Luca N.
A bit deep, but still makes the corner. Here's Liam's up to 4th.
And Liam up to 4th position, up 2 spots
that's wide
for him. That is wide from Luca N. As Snipe sets the quickest lap of the race on the medium tyre then. He will be looking to chase down BRTJ and has got himself back up into DRS range. More than easily enough as well, though. He's right on the diffuser now of BRTJ.
The grip
Great
difference
traction.
must be insane.
Well, you can see the grip difference there, just going through turns 3, 4, and 5, down towards 6 then.
Surprised, to be honest, how much he's caught up this lap, because obviously there's a grip difference, but it's not. I didn't expect it to be this much, to be already on the diffuser of BRTJ. So he's going to fly past him probably on the back straight, but is he going to aim to just pull away? I think so. Someone's landing in the back, I think. A lot of places and exchanging, but Snipes is right. He's might even just be like the same thing with last lap, just overtaken before the DRS is even. Said almost. Yeah, almost overtaken before DRS is activated. So.
Yeah, we've got a DRS train down from 1st to 7th, though now top and tailed by V-Carbs. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, that move is done. The DRS wing obviously is open now. And he'll get down into P1 before the hairpin.
Yep, so I wonder, is he going to now escape, or is BRTJ going to stick with him? It's going to be very interesting to find out, as I'm fascinated by that final corner. I'm seeing so many people just going over the white line, but I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's actually going over the white line though. So,
well, they appear to be.
The final corner angle is one of the most interesting angles in the game. But I think my question has been answered. Yes, there's going to be another DRS train next lap because Snipes SB is not looking to run away here. In fact, I say only 3/10. He's 3/10 ahead of BRTJ, so he could be just recharging the battery in a minute, but...
Yeah, all contact between a Mercedes and a Haas. Zixi and Gav Roach then getting into it together, P9 and P10, but Zixi bests Gav Roach. Will Gav Roach fight back, or will he be under pressure now from TTM Dettel in P11 as they head towards that couple of left turns in 9 and 10, then down towards the end of Sector 2 and the turns at Sector 3. Let's just jump right back up towards the front then. See how powerful as Jay gets a little bit out of shape there, going round turns 12 and 13. How powerful is the DRS going to be for him?
I think Luca N could even challenge. No. He could, if he sends it. No, that's too far.
Too far.
Surprise.
Too far.
Oh, no, that's contact. Luca N has hit the back of Jay. Oh, Liam. He almost sends Luca N spinning. A lot of, like... Oh, I can't word this again. Oh, did Snipes go off there?
Yeah, Snipes did. Snipes did go off. Looking back from the rear wing of Jay, though, is Liam Hardman going to make a move on the inside at turn number 1? He's not. He decides to leave it off the back. Zixi has retired from the session in the pit lane. So Zixi's retired in the pit lane. Mr. Chris is in the pit lane as well. Maybe those two guys got into it at the hairpin.
Just take a look at track limits for now. I don't think no one is particularly. Maybe Mattia Manga, he's on 2 warnings already for track limits, right. So he could be in a bit of a problem at the end. But apart from that, there's no one really in a big problem for track limits, despite many people going off at the final corner. You know. I was quite surprised there's no one really on like 2 warnings.
No, I am as well. Now, let's see what the traction's like.
23 laps to go.
That's plenty of time to go. Plenty of time to go. Got ourselves a little DRS train here down towards the hairpin. He's gaining quickly.
Send it. Ooh. Right outside.
Sent it around the outside. Oh, contact between Luca N and Jay yet again down towards the hairpin.
And there's our Lucas on the inside, on the bump, and makes it through. Luca N has been dropping down from, I think, P2 down to P4, P5 now, sorry. So, disaster, really, now for Luca N, but it's not over yet. Because, as I said, there's 23 laps to go, but very difficult moments at the minute as Jay is side by side with Snipes, interestingly, which is at a place you do not really expect to come side by side because of a DRS later on, as Jay goes down the inside, as the mediums stopped working for Snipes SB, as Mr. Liam Hardman is there to pick up any pieces. Quite literally, but you know,
it might be now that those medium tyres have started to go off already. I've just seen that David in chat had said you can do 11, 12 laps on them, which was my initial thought process. We'd get 11, 12 laps out of these things. Is Snipes going to just fire past though with DRS again down the straight? Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that it's not just the tyre strategy, it's not just the ability of the drivers. The setups may well be marginally different. So we get a great look down that long straight from this end camera. We're going to see a move down towards... No, we're not. Dettel's moved up into P8, by the way.
Oh, look at N. I saw a bit of debris fly, I think. Let me check if someone's got damage. I think Mattia Manga's damage. He's missing an end plate, and he's understeering like crazy. Do you know, if you're on 2 warnings now, it's not going to help. As Liam Hardman shapes up for the lead.
Wow, what a move. What a move from the McLaren.
To the lead. In a turn of events, feels like Formula E going on here into turn 1, which no one wants to lead at the minute. And Liam's just like, oh, thank you. I'll just take the lead. Why not?
Yeah,
so
Liam.
Must have missed something because I wasn't expecting a move in turn 1 until I saw it in the distance. But, well,
I think that's what that's the third or fourth different leader we've had of this race so far. Liam, BRTJ, Snipes are probably the 3 that I remember reading. Mr. Chris with his fresh medium tyres on sets the fastest lap of the race with a 33.8 so far. Any more racing happening towards the back? We've got Dettel 1.5 seconds off the bat of Mattia Manga, which means that he's going to be under pressure from Gav Roach and probably HGE Tio as well, as they head down that long back straight in sector 3. But out in front, are we going to see a change for the lead of the race yet again as Liam Hardman begins to take a
too close.
marginal, and we might see a double overtake here from Snipes. Does for Liam Hardman, as does Jay. Liam Hardman relegated from first down into third, but switch back from Liam Hardman. Can he make that stick? No. Snipes will still keep the medium tyres going and get himself back up into turn 1. Defensive line initially there from BRTJ down towards turn 1. Snipes and Liam Hardman remaining behind, 2/10 back each.
Seeing interesting levels of ERS here. Liam obviously had to spend a bit more of his ERS to get past in turn 1, but now it's just a game of recharge, right? There's no real point of overtaking until DRS, unless you're, well, if you're first or second, there's no point really until DRS, but obviously you need to be prepared to descend it if you're in the DRS straight, of course, because you want to be as high up in the DRS straight as you can, obviously. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's just, you need to not get caught out recharging ERS for the big straight here. It's very crucial.
Matteo Vergani, let's go. Nascaroni in the chat.
Lucas. They're out of DRS, so Lucas is not going to get DRS. We might just 9/10 in. So Lucas just saved by the DRS. Let's see if he actually opens it though, because one thing going through detection. No, it's not yet.
He is not going to get DRS. He's caught up to the back of Lucas. Lucas catches up to the back within 9/10. Oh, hard on the brakes
that's
there
late send. Ooh, Luca N is having some trouble there, to be honest. With that brake pedal. It's not able to. No, I mean, a lot of difficulties, obviously, with tyre hooking and what have you at the start of a race. But now we've got you know, a bit of difficulties, but still a long way to go in this race. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it really can. Long, long way to go. Only at 10 laps. Plenty of battery for the top 3 runners. Lucas has utilised a little bit, trying to get himself back up into the RS range from Liam Hardman. Has managed to do so. 6/10 back now. Mattia Manga and TTM Dettel, the guys at risk of dropping out of DRS.
Obviously, Matthias got damage, so it's
he's missing his right end plate, so
yeah,
he's going to be struggling to turn that car. And like you said, with his track limits penalties already, Mr. Chris has left the session. Can you jump and see if you can invite Mr. Chris in, please, mate?
Will do.
Very much. So yeah, lap 10 of 28 here at Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix, Tier 3 console division for WOR. That's World Online Racing. 10 of you guys and girls in here watching. Make sure you hit that like button for me, please. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Because what happens is you get to see great manoeuvres like this one from Liam Hardman, actually. A late manoeuvre onto the inside from Jay. And Liam Hardman might make this move.
Okay,
3 wide into the final turn. Bumpy wheelie, and there we go. That was always going to happen. And there's a Ferrari. Yeah, here comes Lucas. Is he going to make a move?
Take pieces. He's not got enough ERS to really make a challenge. Maybe around the outside of Liam. It's going to be close. Hey, Luca N getting involved. A little bit of contact. As overall, Lucas got the inside. He does, but is Luca N going to shuffle through as well? It's side by side still into barreling down towards the hairpin. And Luca N seems to have got it covered, but Liam's coming right back at him. And Liam is not using any bit of his ERS, and he does get back through. Yes, just.
Great driving that from the 3. Couple of bits of wheel banging, but rubbing is racing, and we're okay with that.
Absolutely. As now Gavroche is up to P7. Meanwhile, because Mattia Manga continues to struggle now with his missing end plate. This is going to be really way. Someone's gone wide. Luca N has gone wide, and Philly or Philly, I don't know. I need to search up. Is now challenging him. It's going to be quite interesting to see into the hairpin who's out in front. But it seems kind of that groupers, the 2 trains are starting ever so slowly to come back together. As Luca N goes on a move from Luca N, and that hairpin is not the best combination of this game. He's really having some moments out there. I wonder if he's got track limits from that, actually. He does have 1 warning. In fact, people have been picking up warnings since we last checked in, but
Liam Hardman making a move around the outside, then at turn number 3. Can he make this one stick around Snipes? Snipes has medium tyres. Even though he's in this DRS train, they may well be on their way out right now. BRTJ, Liam Hardman, Snipes, OVR Lucas, Luca N, Philly, Gavroche, Dettel, Mattia Manga, and HGE Teal. That's your top 10. Snipes in and amongst it with Lucas now. Under some severe pressure from the Ferrari. Through sector 2. And I think as we get towards the end of this, you'll see the tyres begin to go off and the Ferrari close in ever closer, I think, there, Niall.
Yeah, I mean, the Ferrari of Lucas, he might set up a move into the hairpin, but obviously now Snipes SB, he's definitely thinking about pitting. He's got a full battery, though, so he's going to be able to use that against, well, defending, I suppose, but it's now, I think it's time for Snipes to come in. His medium's obviously around a group of hards. He should get, Luca N going for it. Hey, he makes it this time.
He does make it this time. Gets the move done over Lucas.
Snipes is going to come in. No, he's hanging it to try one more time. All right.
Yeah, why not?
That's. I mean, obviously, every lap you can do this. You get 1 lap pressure hards, I suppose, but don't want to be sitting for that too long, I suppose. But
yeah, and I guess once he's thrown the hard tyres on, he's got to come out racing, because what he'll want to do is he'll want to try and get as close to the guys on the older hards as possible because he knows he's going to be up against the fresh mediums towards the end of the race.
Well, yeah, but end of the day, the hards, they have a lot better tyre wear compared to the medium. And they all know that. So, Snipes SB, he could be in for a good shot at the end, despite going on a completely different strategy than everyone else. But I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the strategy unfold for Snipes SB. Maybe this time around he's going to come in. Just
for the NASCAR fans out there, because I know there's some of you NASCAR fans, as we see our first penalty picked up for HGE Teo's interpretation of track limits, not meeting that of the race director. So we'll just, what we'll do, we'll just jump on board with you NASCAR fans, with NASCAR. I know he's at the back, but, you know, let's give the guy some screen time. You've all taken your time to come out here and watch him, so let's give the guy some screen time. Is he trying to chase down that Red Bull of Mr. Chris, currently sat in P13 and 14?
Sorry to interrupt you, but Liam has just taken the lead away from BRTJ while you were watching NASCAR.
That's all right. We'll see plenty of the guys.
There's another lap. Snipe stays out.
Snipe stays out. We'll see plenty of the guys out in front over the course of the second half of this race. Let's give the guys at the back a little bit of love and a little bit of limelight. Are we going to see then 8.5 tenths the gap? Then can we see NASCAR get that rear wing open in the next 100 meters? There it is. And close in. He's not closing in fast enough, only knocking a couple of hundredths off with every passing 50 meters. Gets down to 6 tenths, 5 tenths. Can he get himself on the throttle? He's going to have a double dose of DRS, because here comes the next one then after the final turn. A little bit of track limits problem. DRS wing wide open. Only 11% of battery for the Mercedes man. And does get it below the half a second mark. So the tier 5 man struggling here in tier 3 at the minute at the back, but I know from racing with people much quicker than myself over the years that the more races you have with quicker guys, the more you learn, the quicker you learn, and the quicker you get now. What do you say?
Yeah, you just watch how other people drive. But obviously, I made my own transition from tier 5 to tier 3, and I was like this at the back, so I just had to learn a lot from the others. Yeah. And eventually, like last season, paid off. So, however, let's see though if Snipes SB, right, is he going to finally come into the pit lane, or is he going to try the soft at the end? I'd be very surprised if he tries the softs. Is he going to come in? He does come in into the pits, and for the hard tires, be careful not to Hamilton it. He Hamiltons it. Terrible. Let's get it stopped on your marks, and then pit crew rush out. Yes, tires ready.
Yeah, the upside for that is now there's a little bit of gap there for Luca N to drive into, a little bit of clean space. 7 tenths behind the two front runners in Liam Hardman and BRTJ, 3 tenths between those two guys. And then a gap forming between GT10 Philly and GTT. I'm just going to call them Philly and Gav Roach because I can't keep saying GT10. Not good for my teeth. I can't say it properly. So a few gaps forming throughout the course of the grid. 2.5 seconds between Gav Roach and Philly. 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds between Brent and Mattia Manga. Mattia Manga still persisting, of course, with that damaged front wing. Maybe he'll get that changed when he comes in.
To be honest, I'm very bamboozled by Snipes' strategy, because he's done half the race in the medium. Now he's going to do the second half. He's done 14 laps in medium. That's half the race. I'm not sure that was the way to go. I think maybe a lap or two earlier, and he would have been in a better situation. I mean, he's flying along on his hards now, but was it the right call? We'll see at the end. I mean, he's going to have much better time at the end, so let's see. If anyone's going to come in now, actually, because the hard runners, maybe some pit now. Yeah, I'm right. Jay, Luca N, Lucas, dived in the pits, just reacting to what Snipes has done.
Yeah, let's just jump on board with Snipes then. He's just about to get himself, locks up the front left, but just about gets around the hairpin. Now he's on the attack then towards that final turn. Is he going to come out in front of a host of cars in the pit lane? We've got a whole bunch of cars in the pit lane. The pit crews are fast at work.
Ferrari's had to double stack as well, so Yeah, that's interesting. There's a yellow flag. Someone's gone off, maybe?
No, just yellow flags, people coming out the pit lane by the look of it.
Well, maybe someone's crossed the white line at the pit exit. So 2 people have. Luca N and Teo have crossed the white line at the pit exit. Which, if you've read the track notes, is a 5-second time penalty, but no one is going to be snitching on them. Maybe.
Nobody's going to be snitching on them, he says. Having just
Some
snitched on them
might.
live on stream, ladies and gentlemen. That was a live snitch.
Some people in last season, some people literally went to other people's streams to snitch on their white lines, but I think it's a 5-second. If they report it, it's a slam dunk 5-second.
Yeah.
I think so. Be interesting to see if anyone does for the spirit of racing, but see if Liam comes in this lap. He's done an extra lap on the hards. Obviously, he couldn't have known that Joe's going to win last lap. So if he does he come in now?
Nope.
He doesn't look. Oh no, why not?
Maybe he's going to try and take it to softs. Who knows?
No.
That'd be a bold strategy.
I don't think so. I'm really going to be surprised if he extends to softs.
Well, he's
really
20.7
so.
seconds clear of BRTJ, currently sat in P5. Brent yet to pit as well. So Brent, GT, the 2 GT10 boys, they've just pitted, throwing some medium tyres on those 2 cars. They'll peel out in around P7, 8. Maybe a little bit later, 8 and 9, yeah. Well, they'll actually get taken out by Dettel, and Mattia Manga comes through as well to split the 2 GT10 boys.
Has Mattia Manga still got the damage? Yes, he does. So he's going to be having to carry that to the end, unless it's potentially a safety car. Never know. I mean, I made my prediction wrong, but, you know, still can be a safety car.
Well, he's managing it reasonably well so far.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, Liam Hardman, right? If he wants to go soft, he's going to have to extend it with 3 laps to go soft. I don't think the softs is going to work, even though if he extends anyway, he might be far down the DRS train. So I'm not. He might come in this lap actually to fit the medium zone, which would be enough to probably push the entire time as he gets some wheel spin on gear 2 there.
Well, he's lost 1.7 seconds that lap. Does dive in. Yes, we just dive in. He lost 1.7 seconds to get that car stopped. And let's jump on with BRTJ then as he comes around the hairpin, closely followed by Snipes, OVR, Lucas, Luca N. TTM Dettel further 4 seconds back, and we're going to see Liam Hardman come out in probably P5.
It's not really worked, has it? He's going to be
under pressure as well.
Train. Tell you what though, what has worked maybe is Snipes SB's strategy, because at the end he's going to be on so much better hards. And you know, if he can hang on to the DRS of PRTJ every lap, even if it's at 8 tenths, 9 tenths on the detection, you know, if he can still manage to keep the tyres in good shape, he's on for the win, potentially.
Yeah, for sure. He's out of DRS range, obviously, from Luca, as we'll just change the timing back to interval. So he's 1.2, 1.3 seconds in front of OVR Lucas. Luca N is keeping Lucas for company. Liam Hardman 2.8 seconds off the back of the House of Luca N. Here on lap 18 of 28, ladies and gentlemen, Tier 3 console division for WOR, that's World Online Racing. My name's Andy Owen and I'm joined by Niall Gio as we get into it for the last 10, 11 laps of this race. So in chat, if you're here watching, 12 of you in here right now, let us know who you think is going to win this race. Is it going to be Snipes? Is it going to be Jay? Or are we going to have all change, tickets please? Are we going to have a safety car? We will find out in the next 25 minutes as Snipes goes super wide there at the final turn. Almost in the pit lane, he was that wide on that one. Keeping himself within half a second, but OVR Lucas trying to catch up as Brent picks up the second of our time penalties for track limits. 3 seconds go to him. He joins Teo in the penalty bin.
I'm keeping an eye on Liam he might be able to pull out of DRS of Dettel here, but has it really paid off? The 2 extra laps on the mediums. He set the purple sector 1, according to the map, but has the 2 extra laps on mediums put him in a much better position? Maybe at the end of a race, if there's a little kerfuffle at the front and they all slow each other down, maybe Liam could benefit. At the minute, he's catching a lot, but maybe he's having to drive those mediums a bit more than he might have wished, but I don't know, there's still a lot. There's still quite a while to go. I mean, there's, what, 9 laps to go after this one, so it's definitely over yet.
And he will be driving the medium tyres a little bit more, of course. The guys out in front on those slightly older medium tyres have got the benefit of DRS from each other. So that gap was 2.7, it's now down to 2.3.
I think it was 3 at the start of the lap, so he's caught quite a bit. Might go for fastest
move,
lap.
do we see from GT10 Philly on Dettel into the hairpin? That's going to help Liam Hardman now get out of DRS range. So Liam Hardman now can focus on what's in front of him rather than what's behind him. As we see the 4 guys, fastest lap, there you go. See the 4 guys out in front, getting ready to do battle through here. Lap 20 of 28. NASCAR's dropped way off the back. He's come into the pits again to get those fresh medium tyres on, and Mr. Chris will have to come into the pits as well. He's probably not going to be able to take those medium tyres 13 laps. Beg your pardon, 23 laps.
I think if you had to ask me who's in the best position right now, Snipes SB would be my vote, because look at him. He's been hanging on. I mean, he's not dropped off or anything. He's still there with his hards. At this point, him and Liam are like similar pretty much now in tyres. I mean, he's going to be really fast at the end, Snipes SB, if he carries on hanging around like this.
Yeah, he should be quick at the end, you're right. With the
maybe praying there's no safety car at this point.
Will that 2-lap tyre delta for Liam Hardman pay dividends, or is he utilising all that benefit in the tyres now?
I mean, look at this. 3 wide, almost. 2x2. Snipes going for the lead. Luca N going for 3rd. This could be a bit tasty. And there we go, Luca N. And the hairpin not working out too much again. But look at it. They're just slowing each other down. This is going to help Liam the most here. And look at this. This is peak racing, right? But this is going to help Liam so much, what they're doing up front now. Battling and recharging at ERS.
Yeah.
To enable him to get back to the DRS himself. 1.7 now to Luca, and he's getting to like 2.5 seconds. Oi!
Real bump in there between Ferrari and Haas.
He's almost there, you know, Liam. He could be challenging towards the end if he does some bold moves like this one potentially from Lucas. Side by side into the S's. No, Luca N is going to keep in front. Look at this, 1.1. Liam is almost there with that 2-lap tyre benefit. So, you know, that's what I was talking about. These lots scrambling about and fighting is just going to help Liam so much. And look at it, he's on the back. He's on the fuser pretty much of Lucas. So this is definitely not over yet.
No, any one of these top 5 guys can win this race on lap 21 of 28 at China. Shanghai delivering a great Grand Prix so far, Niall. And let's just have a quick check on battery. So BRTJ and Snipes leading the charge on batteries. The 2 cars behind behind Jay get into it. Luca and Lucas getting right into it at the hairpin yet again.
Well, someone's gone wide, I think. Or Snipes says he's got a really bad exit because he's just. That's interesting, but yeah, I mean, Luca N continuing to have the struggles through the hairpin. It's really been haunting him a bit. I mean, we're on Halloween, but the hairpin isn't that scary at the end. But...
Very good. I like that. I'll tell you what is scary. If you're Lucas, Liam Hardman's scary because he's trying to have a look round the outsides.
Oh, careful to not tie hook. Still side by side.
It's going to be on the inside at turn 9 though.
There we go. Luke No, a little bit wheel banging. It's a bit too much wheel banging, and Liam, does he have to... Oh, no, he's going back. Oh, that's a lot of wheel banging, though. Careful, lads, careful, lads. That could end in disaster. Down the inside, Liam might have it this lap. He pushes. Lucas slightly wider, still going at it. And eventually, Liam has to give up. But has Liam used too much for his tyres now? Fighting that though.
I'll tell you what, Lucas doesn't have DRS.
Oh, he's cooked him.
So that will be done and dusted down towards the hairpin then, and that will allow Liam Hardman to perhaps get himself back in. It's not letting him through easily though.
Just got through though. He's not going to have DRS for the second straight, is he?
Nope.
No,
he's not.
So Lucas is going to be coming back. But obviously Liam with the DRS advantage in a minute. Is he still coming back? As meanwhile at the front, BRTJ and Luke N and Snapchat B continue to trade positions. But that's one down for Liam. 3 more to go. Win.
Yeah, good work so far from the McLaren in closing that. What was a 2.7 3 second gap, I think, at one point. Now got himself up into P4, the 2-lap delta on the medium tyre. So we should be seeing Liam Hardman and Snipes perhaps be the 2 cars to be battling it out on laps 27 and 28. What do you say, Niall? Would that make a good race for us?
I mean, what makes an even better race is that I'm noticing that Philly and Dettel and Gavroche has been slowly creeping back up to the DRS train. So we could see a big DRS train for the end of a race, which will definitely make things very interesting. Good. Yeah, we're in for a treat here. When I say we're on a treat, well, I mean, it's Halloween. We're giving people treats at the minute.
Yeah, no tricks. Plenty of treats, please.
Yep. Well, we could see some tricks later on with DRS, I suppose, but, you know.
That's TTM Dettel and Philly and Gav Roach getting into it at the hairpin. Oh, we're going to see a little bit of a switcheroo there from Philly. No, he's not going to be able to get the move done on Gav Roach. Out in front, though, we are going to see another defensive line. BRTJ's driven quite a defensive line down that home straight on several occasions now, covering off the inside. You know, if somebody wants to make a move, they're going to have to go all the way around one of the slowest parts of the track at turns 1 and 2.
I can tell you why, though. I can tell you it's because on the other side of the track there are quite a few bumps. Now that does slow you down a bit, obviously, but not only do you have the defensive power into turn 1 sticking onto that right hand side, it's also faster because there's no bumps. So yeah, I mean, that's probably why he's doing that, is someone who is... Oh, Liam sending it. And this is going to work. You have to hang it for now, but so close. But yeah, I mean, it's anyone's race, really, at this point.
Yeah, lap 24-28 then. 2.3 seconds the gap between Dettel and Lucas. So they seem to have just dropped back off half a second. As Liam Hardman using a little bit of overtake there, coming through turn number 13, 12 or 13. They head down towards 14. Snipes picks up the lead of the race.
Luca N. The hairpin hits Jay slightly, but tell you what, Jay has been sitting on really good ERS this entire time. He's just been chilling with his ERS, but he's still on 90% compared to Snipes 60, Luca N, and Liam on quite a bit less. But yeah, you know, now Snipes SB should have a nice little tire advantage against the medium with the hard. There's Luca N that sticks his nose in. But keep an eye on Liam though, because
he's still there, isn't he? Still in contention.
Come back. He's almost running to the back, I think, of Luca N from the helicam, but he's on the back of Luca N again. He's going to try another trick into the S's then this time, like last lap. Oh no! He hits the back of Luca N. Oh no! He tried to do the trick, but I'm gonna make it spot harder. I'll say what other video, but Luke N ended up giving him a trick himself. I don't know.
Well, it certainly wasn't a treat, that's for sure.
Well,
because
it's giving everyone else a treat because
it's
giving everyone else a treat though because like it's going to help everyone else. But the problem is, Liam's going to be faster on the straight, so that might not be so ideal in keeping a position against him. And here we go. PRTJ, Luke N. Trading positions. Luke N into the hairpin. Maybe Liam can pick up on something. No, he gets terrible legs actually, but is Jay gonna defend the inside? He does. Meanwhile, Snaps SB is just chilling, recovering his ERS. Lap 26, 3 laps to go here. Luke N gonna send on to turn 1? No, he's not. Doesn't have much ERS to be fair, but that is devastating for Liam. I mean, with the damage,
yeah,
could that have cost him a shot at the win? Potentially.
Well, potentially, if we're talking about damage on a Formula 1 car, obviously certainly through Sector 2, where you need all that downforce throughout that section, that is ascent from Luke. Is that Luca? And loses the back end.
End though.
Loses the back end, but just manages to retain control of the car.
You can see the understeer on Liam Hardman. I mean, that's not ideal at all. But what's... Gav Roach might come back to the DRS train at the end. On the final lap, maybe. Because he's catching up.
Yeah, he is.
Because of a kerfuffle that's going on at the front, but... 1.0, he's actually caught up this lap, so... We've now got one big DRS train. The final few laps, so it should make things interesting. But you can see Snipes SB now, with his tyre advantage, compared to the mediums. You can see he's just pulling away in that middle sector a bit more than he was before.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, even with damaged front wing, if Liam can just get that two lap advantage back to enable him to challenge. Maybe the grip was too good on that lap where he actually caught up so fast that he actually ran into the back of the Haas of Luca N. But here we go then, penultimate lap now. It's still, I'd say, I was going to say it's anyone's race. I think it's only anyone's race if we have
top 3, I think.
Contact. Yeah, top 3.
Yeah, top 3 still in. I think Liam's, with that damage, not ideal. Might be out of this, but Lucas is shoving his nose in his diffuser. So this, it's not over yet. Anything can happen. There still can be dramatic contact in the final few stages, which can happen. That probably has happened in memory, but I just forgot. But I mean, it's not over until you cross the line. No, you can't. Anything can still happen at the final corner on the last lap.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. And looking at the ERS situation across the top guys now, there's a couple of guys in the mid to high 90s. Nobody's really that interested in leading the race right now. I would imagine that somebody's going to try. Well, actually, say that. BRTJ looks like he might make a move down the inside at the final hairpin turn. And also Luca N looking to go around the outside to take P2. Neither of those things happen, though. And it's Snipes who will finish lap 27, start the final lap of this race in the lead. Snipes, BRTJ, Luca and Lucas, Liam Hardman, Gav Roach and Philly now, all vying it out. Under pressure comes Gav Roach on Liam Hardman. A little bit of contact there, but it looks like on lap 28, we are going to have a drag race down through Sector 3 to the hairpin. There will be wheel bumping, there will be drama, and there will be a winner. Who will it be, though? Will it be Green of Kick Sauber? Will it be the Red Bull, the V-Carb of BRTJ? Will Luca N make that turn, turn 14, finally pay dividends? Will it be the Ferrari of Lucas? Will Liam Hardman defy all the odds with the damage in that McLaren to take victory and claim the first win of the season? The favourite money must be on BRTJ, currently sat in second place with 98% battery and DRS down that final long home straight.
I think Snipes knows he's not going to win. Jay is very close now. He's going to use all the overtake here. 100% battery, all of it with DRS combination. I think Snipes knows he shouldn't have led that lap. But we'll see now. As Jay goes for it, obviously we're going to take flies past at Snipes. Is he going to send one though? Got a yellow flag. I think Mr. Chris gone off, and Snipes. Yes. Luke N goes off. Liam back to 4th. Who's going to win? Snipes is ahead, but Jay goes to the final corner. Jay sends it to the final corner and wins the race.
Just about. 400ths of a second. I think Snipes actually let him back through, you know, before that final turn with an effort to try and dive past. It looked like he wanted to try and let him back through.
What a finish. I did say nothing's done until the final corner on the last lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was OVL Lucas who came through in the Ferrari to claim 3rd. Liam Harmon in 4th in the McLaren. And then Luca N finishing in P5 in the Haas. GT10 Philly in P6. Gav Roach in P7. P8. It's TTM Dethel, and all those guys were in a DRS train right to the end. S95 Dome finished P9, Mattia Manga P10, Teo P11, Brent 14.04 on soft tyres, by the way, stole the fastest lap of the race from whoever had it before. We've got NASCAR, there's NASCAR taking an inadvertent slide over the line sideways, and Mr. Chris will make his way down that long back straight to complete, and that will be it for our race this evening. Some race we had there. What a great drive from BRTJ. Niall, what do you say?
Absolutely controlled drive though from Jay and Snipes, really. Absolute. It's one of those things. You have to be elegant, really, throughout the entire race, and that's what he's done. He's just been there the entire race. Might not have pulled away, but he's been there and he's taken the opportunity at the last lap and he's taken it. But is that final sector gonna get reported for whatever reason? Because I saw all sorts of cars going off. I saw Luca N having another one of his troubles in the hairpin, going right off the track, and that's why he's lost 2 positions. But it could be completely flipped by the end when we get the official results. I think Liam took 4th, but
yeah, we'll see. The stewards may well have something to say on the matters that transpired there on the final lap, but it is a super drive from BRTJ for sure. He will be winning the race. I didn't see any drama from him. As you can see, the Visa Cash app, Red Bull started on pole, finished first. Snipes in the Kicksauber second, 3rd completing our podium for the evening. It was the Scuderia Ferrari of OVR Lucas. Liam Hardman 4th, 5th was Luca, Philly 6th, Gavroche 7th, 8th Dettel, 9th S95 Dome, and in 10th, completing that top 10, it was Mattia Manga in the Aston Martin. Good work all round. Good work all round. Do you want to see if anybody fancies coming for an interview now?
Yeah, might as well.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. There we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get ourselves back on the camera screen. There we go then, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic first race we had of this season in Shanghai. The Chinese Grand Prix, 28 laps of real close, tight racing after a really close, tight qualification session where there was only 9.5 tenths between pole and P15. 5 of the drivers were out trick-or-treating tonight, so couldn't attend. So I'm sure they'll be back next week. Let's hope so anyway. Thursday nights are not the same without a full grid. And then we will, I don't even know what the calendar is. I've not seen the calendar yet because I can't seem to find it anywhere.
Calendar, next race is COTA, I believe.
Next race is COTA. Okay, well, trip to Austin, Texas, where we'll tackle another technical part of a racetrack in the S's. Anybody coming through? Doesn't look like there's anybody coming through just yet. We'll wait a couple of minutes.
Lucas and Jay's gone to bed.
Jay's gone to bed.
Yeah, no,
bless him.
The top three's not going.
Top three's not going. In that case, that's fine. Then we won't do interviews tonight. That's okay. Sometimes people are a little bit camera shy, and that's okay. Right then, Niall. So that's it for tonight. Wonderful first race of the season. Anything in summary that you want to take from the race tonight?
I feel like my comments I made before the race started were very much justified throughout the race. It's going to be a very unpredictable and exciting season the entire way through. Really, it was really quite unknown who was going to do well in the race. I mean, obviously we had BRTJ and Snipes SB going at it, with Liam potentially coming back, but with damage, didn't obviously. But it's going to be really, I think, every race is going to be like that. It's going to be quite unpredictable with the DRS shown at the front.
Yeah,
throughout the season, and it's going to be really exciting to watch.
Yeah, and it'd be nice, wouldn't it, for us to have multiple winners in a season and a real championship battle on our hands. That would be quite nice. Well, I guess we've come to the close of the stream. In summary from me, wonderful first race of the season. Shame we didn't have as many cars as we would have liked. Great competition between 4 or 5 drivers, then led to 7 drivers being within the DRS train as we cross the finish line. BRTJ in the V-Carb wins the first race of the season. Only claims 25 points, though, not 26, because somebody else claimed the fastest lap in Brent.
There's no fast lap anyway.
There's no fastest lap
points anyway. Nah.
There you go, then. You learn something new every day. Every day's a school day, as they say. Well, that's it then from me. Good night. From Niall, good night. We'll catch you on the other side next Thursday as our intrepid drivers tackle the Austin, Texas track of Circuit of the Americas, more fondly referred to as COTA. Thank you so much. We'll take a lot of care, and I hope you do. And we'll see you next week. Good night from me, Niall. Good night.
Good night, everyone.